Hi, we're here again in Pemba. Welcome to Iris After Hours. We have two of our beautiful girls. They've been with Iris, with us and in our family since 99 and 2000. So it's been 16 years, 17 years, and it's Amina and Angelica. And so we want to hear their amazing stories today. They have such beautiful testimonies. And there's been a miracle today on base, so we're incredibly excited. We're here with my mom, Heidi Baker. Can you tell us what just happened?
Yes, we've been going through such a challenging time with our visas because we're having a double harvest school. So we have pastors from 10 provinces and people from about 35 nations studying here all together. And what happened was we just did not get our visas to be renewed for all these guys to stay. And we've been praying and fasting and crying out, and all we got was no, 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 and wait, 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 and no, 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 and wait, wait, wait. And just a few minutes ago, we got the amazing, glorious answer that the governor just signed the documents. So I'm going in a few hours, and we're believing to pick up all 81 passports of the ones whose visas just expired. So you're going to hear a lot of cheering in the background. There's been a lot of rejoicing and dancing and jumping and cheering and
We're
crying.
right in front of our harvest school, and this means that literally 81 students do not have to be kicked out of the country, which is
Yay!
amazing. Really good news.
Good news. And the rest of them, there are probably over 300, including staff, from other countries, and they're all going to get to stay. And so it's a big, big miracle today.
Yay.
We're excited. If you don't quit, you win.
Yeah. Awesome.
That's true.
Thank you, girls, for being here. And Amina, você pode começar? Queremos ouvir.
Oh, Angelica, quem vai? Quem vai?
Não, eu sempre começo. Angelica, você. Não, Angelica, você sempre me deixa em frente. Agora é tua vez.
Eu vou dizer.
Okay.
Angelica.
Yes! Finale.
Okay. So Angelica's speaking English and learning English, but I'm just going to work with them a little bit and translate. And then sometimes you can throw some English in there because you're getting it really well. And I want to say, as a mama, I know we don't all look alike, but we are one big family. And Crystalline and Angelica is so beautiful. They're both married. They both have awesome husbands. And they both gave birth to beautiful grandchildren for me. Yay! One's named Gabriel, and that's Angelica's little boy, and Crystalline gave birth to Zoe, and they're super cute, and they were born 3 days apart. So same week, and they both had really challenging births. Actually, both of them had C-sections, and God brought them through. And so,
Ainda estamos aqui, né?
so the Lord's really blessed, and they're really cute. I love watching them together. I like to see them play a lot more together. It's fun because they're the same age. So beautiful. Tell us your story. Fala a história para nós.
My story. When I was young, my mom and my father, they separate. My mom, she was living by herself, and my dad, he went to marry another girl. And I started staying with my mom, and then my mom, she told me that she wanna go another place, and then she didn't want to take me with her.
That was sad. That was hard, huh?
She took me. She went to my father's house. She left me there, and she told my father, he needs to stay with me. And then my mom just disappeared. Yeah. And then I stay with my father and my stepmother, and she didn't like me at all because she was have another babies with my father. So I was like, for her, I was
A burden.
yeah, just working, wash the dishes, take care of her sons, and go to the market. Sometimes I was eat, sometimes no. And I never been to school when I was with her, but her sons, they were going to school.
So she didn't let you study because
Yeah.
she didn't want to pay, even though it's probably $2 a year.
Yeah.
She didn't want to pay for your uniform or your books or anything.
Nothing.
So I remember the day that I found you. Do you remember that day?
Yes.
Yeah. Tell us what happened there. You feel free to speak English or Portuguese, either one.
And then she beat me, and then I ran away from home. I went to a neighbor house, and she take care of me. She was giving me food and give me shower and give her daughter's clothes for me. And she was like, you can go home if you want. And I said, no, I don't want to go home because my father was not there. His job was in South Africa. He was going to South Africa and come home in December. So it was long time with her. And daí eu comecei a fugir de casa.
So she had to run away from home.
Yeah, stay in the street. And
you got abused out there, didn't you?
yeah. And os vizinhos às vezes me levavam de volta para casa.
And sometimes those visitors brought you home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, the neighbors.
Visitors. Anyway, the neighbors. Yeah.
And outro dia eu decidi fugir de vez para casa.
And one day I was just going to run away forever.
E daí comecei a trazer problemas para ela.
And I started to bring problems to the neighbor's family.
E depois ela disse para meu pai
And so she talked to my dad.
que eu preciso voltar e ficar com a minha mãe.
And they said I had to go back and live with your mom. Your real mom or your stepmom?
No, my stepmom.
Your stepmom.
Yeah.
Yeah, which wasn't, she was the one who beat you and
Yeah.
didn't feed you and didn't let you go to school. So that was a challenge, huh?
So, meu pai me levou para casa da minha mãe. Meu pai procurou ela e encontrou a minha mãe.
My próprio.
Sim.
So my dad finally found my real mother and brought me there.
E eu comecei a viver com ela.
I started living with her.
E ela também não tinha condições, porque ela já tinha outras crianças lá.
And she didn't have any conditions to take care of me either because she had other children by then.
E ela sempre ia comprar peixe, vir fritar e vender.
She would buy fish and she would fry it and then she would sell it at night.
E dia eu decidi, levei meus irmãos para seguir a nossa mãe. E
one day I took my brothers to follow my mother.
E na hora que nós estávamos no caminho, estava escuro.
And when we were on the street there, it was really dark.
E eu me lembro, eu vi senhor, estava escondido
And
no
there was
muro.
a man that was hidden away there next to the wall.
E ele tinha pegado uma faca.
And he had a knife.
E daí eu vi minha mãe.
And my mother was there.
E ela estava a vir e nós voltamos, demos uma volta, seguimos ele. E aquele senhor ali, eu não sei o que teria acontecido se a nossa mãe não apareceu naquele momento.
I didn't know what was going on with my mother. I had no idea what was happening.
E daí nós seguimos a nossa mãe e aquele senhor.
We were following our mother.
E nós chegamos, pegamos a nossa mãe e aquele senhor, ele deu volta e foi embora.
And você pegou my?
Sim.
Okay.
Assim, nossa mãe estava a vir, aquele senhor tinha se escondido. Eu não sei se
So we grabbed our mother's
matar,
hand and we didn't know if he was going to kill us or what was going to go
ou se
on.
queria matar a nossa
Or
mãe.
if he was going to kill our mother.
E daí ele logo desapareceu.
And then he
correu.
ran away.
Nós chegamos em casa, depois
We went home and
de uma semana eu decidi. Eu falei para minha mãe que eu quero voltar e ficar com meu pai.
so one day I just said to my mom, in about a week, I need to go back and live with my dad.
E a minha mãe dizia, não, você tem que ficar aqui comigo,
She
você não
said, "You
pode
stay
voltar
with
lá."
me. You can't go back there."
E dia eu fugi de casa.
But one day I ran away.
Eu levei dinheiro dela,
I took her money.
eu fugi, eu me
I ran
perdi.
away.
E
I
aquele
was
dinheiro
lost.
não utilizei, me roubaram também todo o
The
dinheiro.
money was stolen. The money I stole was stolen from me. Yeah, isto aconteceu.
E daí eu comecei a dormir nas ruas.
So I started sleeping on the street.
Uma senhora, eu cheguei mais longe de casa. Eu não tinha como voltar para casa ou continuar a ir para frente.
I didn't know what to do. Go back to the house or go in front. I didn't know what to do.
E uma senhora me apanhou. Essa senhora me levou.
This-
Ela começou a me usar como escravo.
So this woman found me and she started to use me as a slave.
Comecei a capinar para ela
So
numa
she-
chamba grande.
She made me work as a slave in a big farm.
E dia ela disse que era
And
pouco
how old
cozinhar.
were you? Você tem quantos anos?
I don't
8,
remember.
9, 10. Assim, muito pequeno, não é?
Sim.
She was very young. She was under 10 years old.
E depois eu cheguei na cozinha, começou a pegar fogo.
And I started to pick up fire in the kitchen.
E daí aquele fogo começou a pegar porque a cozinha era cozinha de caniço.
And it was made out of straw, the kitchen, and so it started to burn on fire.
E em cima tinha maçaroca, ela tinha estendido maçaroca lá em cima.
And
né?
on top there was a maçaroca, it's a root, and it was up on top of the straw kitchen.
E eu comecei a tossir ali sozinha, não sabia o que fazer.
I started coughing, I didn't know what to do up there.
E daí eu consegui sair, fugir, não reparei atrás porque eu tinha medo de que aquela senhora iria me fazer capinar.
I just ran as fast as I could. I didn't even look back because that woman was going to make me a slave. She was making me work in that farm.
E daí eu cheguei na cidade
So I got to the city.
e uma senhora, uma outra missionária me encontrou, me levou para o centro dela.
And another missionary found me and took me to her center.
E daí eu não sabia nem ler, nem escrever, nem nada.
I couldn't read, I couldn't write, I couldn't do anything.
E começaram a me perguntar meu nome,
They
nome
asked
de
me
meu
my
pai,
name, my
nome da
father's
minha
name,
mãe.
my mother's
Eu
name.
não tinha como responder, eu só dizia não sei.
I didn't know my name. I didn't know what to say.
E uma senhora pegou vara e disse, se você não falar, eu vou te bater.
She said, "If you don't speak to me, I'm going to beat you."
Dia abriram um portão, esqueceram de fechar e eu
I
fugi.
opened a door, I didn't close it, and I ran.
E daí cheguei na bocaria,
And I ended up in the garbage dump,
uma senhora, ela me encontrou,
and there was a woman there,
ela me levou para casa dela,
and she took me to her house.
me deu banho, me deu de comer, me deu sítio para eu dormir.
She gave me a bath, she gave me a place to sleep,
E daí foi daí que ela viu lhe falaram que tinha uma missionária bonita,
and she said there was a beautiful missionary
que gostava de ajudar as
that
crianças.
likes to help some children.
E daí ela falou aquilo tudo, depois eu não sabia o que falar para ela.
I didn't know what to say to her.
E daí ela me levou, quando a mamãe ainda estava indo dividir pães na bocaria
And
para as
she,
pessoas.
mas eu encontrei você na Casa Elefante. Lembra? Eu lembrei este dia.
É.
Yeah. And she showed me that lady who was passing out bread there.
E daí eu comecei a ver no arco-íris.
And eu apanhei você em Casa Elefante. Lembra?
Sim.
E esta noite você foi abusado esta vez, não é?
É.
And she was abused the night I found her. I remember it well. And I remember, I'll cry now, but I remember that night when I found you at Casa Elefante, and you were so scared. And I remember those boys were fighting in front of us, and they had knives, and you were so scared, and you were so little, and so beautiful. And you're so beautiful now. But I remember that day And that you never have to be afraid again. And that Jesus came in your heart and took away your pain and took away your fears. And you have a beautiful name, Angelica, because you are our angel. And we love the name Angelica. Yeah. So, you are a beautiful, beautiful young woman. And how did you finally meet Jesus and finally know who you were, that you're loved and that you're beautiful and that you're never going to get abused again? How'd you find that out? ¿Cuál es manera de perdoar? I also want to know, Angelica, because I've watched you, and for me, and I think Crystalline too, just the way that you learn to forgive, you know, because you've forgiven, and you're now in 12th grade. You're going to university next year.
Yeah.
And God's redeemed your beautiful life. I mean, I watched the tenacity in you and the beauty and the resilience in you, and I watched how you've forgiven, and how now you have a beautiful house out of a block house. You painted it so perfect, it's blue and cream, and it's just it's such a beautiful place of peace. And you always have people over. You know, your house is just awesome. But how did the Lord help you, Angelica, to forgive? Because there are people, I think, listening to us, you know, that can hear this story and maybe they were abused. Maybe their parents didn't care for them or love them. I don't know anyone who's had a story like yours, you know. Even a missionary beater, that's just sad, you know. I mean, it's just crazy what you went through. And I remember that night I found you and you'd been bitten, you know. And I was so, I remember anger rising up in me. Like, I was angry. Who could do this to such a little girl, and who could do something so evil? And the Lord had to deal with my heart that I needed to forgive even those people that could do such horrible things. But you, Angelica, you really taught me about forgiveness and grace. So how were you able to forgive the people that so hurt you? How did that happen for you? ¿Cuál es manera?
We was praying with Mana Rosa and Chantal.
We were praying with Rosa and Chantal. Those are two of her sisters.
Y comenzamos a chorar todos.
And we were all crying. Because they all got hurt. They all got abused. Yeah.
Y Mana Chantal comenzó a falar, vocês têm que saber perdoar.
You guys need to learn Chantal. And Chantal, I'll tell them a little bit about Chantal. Chantal's now becoming an architect and an engineer. And she was literally, her stepdad came with his brothers from Congo to kill her when she became a teenager. And that was horrific. Tell me, Angelica, how did the Lord just help you to forgive? And you can share it in Portuguese, and just tell us how did that come about? How did you meet Jesus, and how did you get to that place where you could forgive and you could raise your own son and become a beautiful wife and mother and have a dream to go to university? Tell us a little bit about how you got to where you are now.
Eu aprendi perdoar e conheci Jesus foi em Zimpeto, na igreja.
So in Zimpeto, there in the church, I actually learned what forgiveness was.
começaram a chamar rapazes e novas crianças que tinham acabado de chegar no arco-íris.
So I started taking in the young little boys that were coming in from the streets there in Iris.
Para apresentar na igreja para todo mundo conhecer.
And I started to bring them in there so that everybody could know them.
At church.
At church, yeah, and Zipetuar, where Crystalline grew up there in that base there. Yeah.
E daí começaram a orar para nós, eu não sabia o que estava acontecendo.
And they started praying for us, but I really didn't know what was going on. That's an honest answer. That's a good, honest answer there.
Eu só estive a reparar todo mundo.
I just looked at everybody.
E daí eu saí dali,
and I would leave.
não senti nada.
I really didn't feel anything.
Só fui sentar.
I just sat there.
Nas quintas-feiras também tinha oração.
And then on Wednesdays, quarta and quinta, Wednesdays and Thursdays,
Eu também só chegava ali, dançar,
I would just go, I would dance,
alegrar.
I would laugh.
Depois, dia, apareceu uma missionária.
Yeah, and one day there came a visitor,
E começamos a brincar.
and we started playing together.
E ela começou a falar palavras doces.
And she started to speak some really sweet words.
Começou a me dizer sobre Jesus.
She talked to me about Jesus.
E tinha alguém que estava a traduzir para mim, porque nesse tempo eu não falava inglês.
And in that
Harvest
time,
school's a little loud.
in that
That's why
time-
that's our harvest school.
that's our harvest school. They're really excited about these visas. So out there, they were speaking to me these really sweet words, and I didn't speak English at that time, so someone was translating for me.
E daí ela começou a orar para mim.
And she started praying for me,
Ela estava a cry. Eu chorei muito.
and I just sobbed and sobbed.
Chorei. Aquela branca orava para mim, a me abraçar. Eu
And that
comecei a
white
chorar.
person prayed for me and gave me a hug.
E depois ela me disse, eu acreditava em Jesus.
And I said, I'm believing in Jesus.
E ela me abraçou.
And she
Depois
held me.
me levou, foi me dar presente.
And she gave me a present.
Disse que Jesus é que disse para ela me dar.
And she said Jesus told her to give it to me.
E eu fiquei muito feliz.
I was really happy.
Depois daí, eu comecei já a frequentar na igreja.
And then I really started to go to
E eu
church.
já sabia porque eu vou para a igreja.
And then I knew why I was going to the church.
Eu comecei a orar muito, mas era antes de eu perdoar minha família.
I started to pray a lot, but it was before I forgave my family.
Eu pensei, perdoar não era a solução para
I
mim.
said, forgiveness, not a solution for me.
Eu comecei a pensar, se eu crescer, eu vou bater minha mãe.
I said, if I grow up, I'm going to beat my stepmother.
E daí,
Well, that's how you felt. I mean, she starved you, she beat you, she threw you out. You had been raped, abused, and turned into a slave. So you had a little bit of anger going on, right?
Yeah.
You weren't a happy camper, to say it in English. You had a lot of pain.
Yeah.
And you were only, by then, you were what, 10, 11?
I think 10, 11.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's already quite an intense life.
Yeah.
How did you get to that place? Because I know you're at that place now, and there are a lot of people listening that aren't at that place. They still want to beat their stepmother. You know, they really do. They still want to beat their abuser.
Yeah.
How did you get? Because I'm emotional right now. I just think, Angelica, the way that you live your life now, the way that you love, the way that you care for your own son and your husband, the way that you shine, just you, wherever you go, you just bring joy. And I think it really is, doesn't she? Like,
Yes, that's
she's one of your best friends too.
Yes.
Like, she just carries this joy. I want to know, how did you get there? People out listening on this podcast, they they want to be where you are, and a lot of them have been through hell themselves, you know. How did you get to that place in your life, Angelica, where you could forgive the most evil, horrific people on the planet? I mean, nobody can say what happened to you is even slightly normal. It's so evil, it's so horrific. How did you get to that place in God where you could forgive and you could live your life? When I look at you, I don't see, you don't have a victim mentality. You don't go around feeling sorry for yourself. You literally just help people, and you shine, and you're smiling, you're kind. And how did you get to that place?
Eu comecei muito a orar, mamãe.
I really prayed, Mama.
Orar muito,
I
mas
prayed.
muito.
I really prayed.
E eu comecei a ver pessoas, porque pessoas vinham me dar abraço.
And I started to
Sorriam
see
pra mim.
people, and people started smiling at me and hugging me.
E eu vi o mundo que não era tudo igual.
I realized the world's not all equal.
Nem todos que são maldosos.
It's not all the same.
It's not all the same. They're not all horrible. They're not all bad.
E daí eu comecei, eu disse, preciso de me perdoar primeiro eu mesma.
I had to forgive myself first.
E depois talvez vou conseguir perdoar minha família.
And then maybe I could forgive my family.
George. And I started praying, and then one day uma mulher veio,
One day a woman came,
começou a orar para mim,
and she started praying for me.
e ela disse, Angélica, você é uma mulher especial.
And she said, "You're really special."
Você tem
You are too.
sorriso.
You really are.
Yes.
And she started smiling.
E ela me disse duas palavras que eu me senti livre. Meu coração começou a se abrir.
And she just spoke some really amazing words over to me, and my heart just started to open up.
E eu comecei a sentir que algo estava a mudar dentro de mim.
And I felt like something was changing inside of me.
Porque eu tinha rancor,
I had
mamãe.
a lot of anger, Mama, a lot of anger.
E daí comecei a me sentir livre.
And I started to feel free.
E eu comecei a gostar de orar, dançar.
And then I started to love to pray and to dance.
E quando eu cheguei cá, quando a mamãe
When I came here,
me levou em dezembro,
when you brought us here in December, a long time ago it was,
eu fiquei nas meninas, mas Chantal sempre conversava comigo.
and Chantal really spoke to me a lot.
Sempre ela me contava a história dela.
And she told me her story.
E eu não gostava de compartilhar minha
And I
história com
did
ninguém.
not want to tell my story to anyone.
Mas Chantal sempre orava.
And
Ela
she
sempre,
prayed.
cada noite ela orava. Me fazia massagem.
Every night she
Pra eu
would
me
pray
sentir-
for me. This is her sister, adoptive sister, one of the other girls that we brought in.
Pra eu me
And she would give me a
sentir livre.
massage, and she would pray, and I would be getting more and more free.
E daí eu vi que ela conseguiu perdoar o pai. Eu
And I-
também posso conseguir perdoar minha família.
E pai
Sim,
adoptivo é padrasto,
O padrasto.
não é? She was able to forgive her stepfather, who actually wanted to murder her, and the reason I got her was because he was going to murder her.
E
But
daí,
because she was able to forgive, you thought because she was able to forgive her dad, I'm able to forgive.
Yeah.
So she taught you
yeah.
from her story that you
Sim.
can forgive
E eu
someone.
comecei a me inspirar na história dela. Se ela conseguir perdoar, eu também posso. Eu
So-
comecei a orar.
You want to go?
No.
She was inspired deeply by Chantal's story.
Eu comecei a orar, comecei a chorar. Eu sempre chorava.
I just
sempre orava,
cried
eu
and
chorava.
prayed and
chorava.
cried and cried and prayed and cried and prayed.
E eu perdoei a minha família,
And I forgave my family.
minha madrasta.
I forgave my stepmother.
E agora mesmo me encontrar com ela, não vou lhe bater.
And if I ever see her again, I won't beat her. That's awesome.
Eu vou dar ela meu amor.
I will give her my love.
E quem sabe um dia me encontrar com a minha mãe.
one day maybe I'll even meet my real mother.
Pra dizer pra ela que eu peço desculpa, que eu amo muito ela.
And I'll ask for forgiveness and I'll tell her I love her.
E meu pai, onde ele está, que Deus lhe proteja.
And I pray my dad, wherever he is, that God would protect him.
Obrigada, Angélica.
Você é muito especial. E você quer fazer o que na universidade? What do you want to study in university?
Mamãe, eu pensei muito. Primeiro eu pensei ser advogada.
First I thought maybe I'll be a lawyer.
Depois eu pensei ser modelo.
Then another time I thought maybe I'll be a model.
Depois eu pensei que eu quero ser isso aí, fotógrafa.
And then I thought, I think I'd like to be a photographer. Este vai ser more like crystalline.
Yeah. You can be all three.
Yeah.
If you want.
Yeah, pode fazer três. Você é muito linda, inteligente e tem talento. You're beautiful, you're intelligent, and you have great talent. So
Eu gosto muito de cortar cabelo.
and she enjoys cutting hair too. So
She's worked in the Iris hair salon.
yeah,
And she
has.
was an actress in Compelled by Love.
Yes, she was.
Yeah. She was. You were
was.
amazing in that. You were
Yeah.
so good.
She has a lot of gifts, a lot of talents. So we'll see which one. The university that we're building is going to have a comm major, and Crystalline graduated in that area too. And you might find yourself when you're in university, you'll find yourself where you're going to lean. Like if you want to do more creative communication, maybe you'll be involved in journalism, and you might find you love the law as well. So I know you want to help people, and even taking pictures and telling stories, like you've told your story to so many of us, so many tens of thousands of people watching.
Thank you for sharing.
Thank you. Yeah,
For
and I
being
think
vulnerable.
yeah, it was powerful.
It's so beautiful to hear your story
Thank you.
and see your journey over the years. You're such a beautiful, confident woman now, and it's such a testimony of what God's done in your life. And thank you. We love you.
Yeah, we love you. We're super motivated by your story. We're motivated to love more and to forgive more.